Okay, ladies, I am back to give you all another update on my health issues. And well, here's the deal. I took my ultrasound and the test results revealed I have two fibroids now. I used to have one. Well, now there are two and they doubled in size. So it went from one fibroid being at 3.9 centimeters to two fibroids, two, being now at 4.7 centimeters. Now, a fibroid is what doctors call a benign meaning non-cancerous, by the way. So it's nothing serious. So fibroids are usually always non-cancerous, thank God. So yes, it is a benign tumor or tumors because several of them could develop in the uterus. Hence why I have these terrible issues with my uterus because I have two now. So again, it's a benign tumor that forms in the uterus during a woman's childbearing years. And I also have an ovarian cyst, which also doubled in size from the first one. The first time I took the ultrasound was at 2.9 centimeters. Well, now it grew to 4.7 centimeters. I blame my diet for it. I blame my unhealthy eating habits for it because I don't see no other way why it doubled in size. And I'll later explain, diet has a lot to do with developing these fibroids and cysts and things of that nature. Now, in ovarian cysts, well, they are fluid filled sacs, or pockets in an ovary or on its surface. Well, mine is on my right ovary, and I do feel discomfort and have felt a lot of pain there, from time to time. And so, yes, it is no wonder why my pain also doubled up as well. Thankfully, though, ladies, the fibroids are still on the small side, medically speaking, and no doctor will perform surgery because they have to be at least 5 centimeters in size. But surgery is the last thing I want, even though I strongly considered it. I really did. I strongly considered getting surgery due to the excruciating pain I was experiencing, practically every single day. Pain, excruciating, unimaginable pain. Thank God for the painkillers, but, I wish I didn't have to be taking that either. So I was considering this method called the uterine fibroid embolization process, where they pour the sandy-like particles into the fibroid bloodstream, or the bloodstream that leads to the fibroids that are bothering me, and then that supposedly stops the bloodstream from supplying further nutrients to the fibroids.
Uterine fibroid embolization is a minimally invasive procedure. UFE does not remove the uterus or the ovaries. A small incision is made in the leg to gain access to the femoral artery. A long flexible tube called a catheter is then inserted into the femoral artery. It is guided up the femoral artery and into the artery that supplies blood to the uterus, called the uterine artery. The catheter is then guided to smaller arteries that supply blood to the fibroids. Uterine fibroid embolization delivers tiny microspheres to the artery that supplies the fibroids, cutting off the blood flow, causing the fibroids to shrink.
But I read up on all of that about this process, the uterine fibroid embolization process, and looked at several ladies, reviews and their recovery process. And a lot of them, basically, most of them complained how extremely painful the recovery process is, and that it can also raise your blood pressure because the pain is so great, and that the pain can last anywhere from 1 to 3 days or more, and because it varies from person to person, and that some ladies, they need to be hospitalized, they need to stay in the hospital while they recover from that surgery so that the doctors can ease the pain, with their equipment and stuff. And I mean, no more pain, please, no more pain. I mean, that's the thing I'm trying to escape from in the first place. And well, that is the good news I want to share with you, ladies. I have been escaping a lot of the pain. That's the good news. I have been escaping a lot of the pain by taking herbal supplements and doing something that's called intermittent fasting. And I have been very, very inspired by the Minister of Wellness. And thank you once again goes out to Dawn for introducing me to him. And you too as well, One Lady T, for suggesting fasting, which I'm going to get into in a few minutes. So I have been learning a lot of healthy eating tips from the Minister of Wellness, checking out his old and new videos, and learning so much about, which foods to eat and which foods to stay away from. He reinforced how essential fasting is and how that is the secret to healing ourselves from these diseases. And these fibroids is a disease because this fasting, it basically stops all of the bad foods from entering our bodies, and we're basically putting only God's food into our bodies, like vegetables, fruits, and water, for days, weeks, or months, depending on how long, we decide to fast. And so that is how I am slowly but surely toning down the excruciating pain from the fibroids that I have, ladies. Fasting, I mean intermittent fasting, in which you just eat one meal a day with no snacks in between. And you choose a time that you want to eat. And then once you eat that meal, you don't eat anything else for that day. I guess you will drink water, liquids, and things like that. I've been taking it day by day. I've just been at it for a few days, and it is rough at the beginning. So I am eating super low sodium, cutting off the sodium as much as I can. I'm eating super low sugar foods, cutting out all that sugar, which is what the fibroids love to feed on. That's how they are growing. They feed on sodium, high sodium foods. They feed on high sugary foods. And, I am what you can say starving the beast. Starve the beast. And the beast are these fibroids. So I'm starving them by not giving them the sugar and the sodium that they begging for. They can't get their sodium, they can't get their sugar, and therefore I am starving them to death. And my pain has decreased significantly. I can totally be honest and say that it is working. It's just been a few days, but at least the pain, which is what is driving me nuts, has begun to decrease. So on my last visit to my doctor, I told my doctor that I am going to continue, to follow a very strict organic diet, and that within the next 4 months, I'll take the ultrasound to check if the fibroids have shrunk. But even better still, hopefully they disappear completely. I mean, we have to take charge of our own bodies, ladies. The only reason why I even know I have fibroids is because it was me, myself, and I who requested an ultrasound test in the first place, from my doctor. It was I who spoke up. It was I who spoke up for my body. So it is up to us, ladies, up to us to speak up for our bodies. So if you think you got something or just curious about something in your body, ladies, don't be afraid and request your ultrasound. Don't be afraid and request your CT scans. Don't be afraid to request any test that can put your nerves at ease about your own body issues. Because my nerves are now at ease about my own body thanks to me requesting my ultrasound, and now I know it is fibroids. And now my imagination doesn't have to run wild with scary thoughts about, something that could be more serious than that anymore. Now I know for a fact it's fibroids, and now I know what to do and what, is my appropriate course of action to take and tackle them. So again, I basically just recently started, ladies. I of course, get some pain from the fibroids from time to time, and I'm still on the painkillers, but hey, I at least know the real culprit behind my uterus pain. It is no longer the secondary dysmenorrhea like I previously thought it was, because that was before, I retook the ultrasound to see what it was that I had. But, I was just researching on my own without taking an actual test, at the hospital. So we have to do that. We have to take the actual test to see what's inside our bodies. So those fibroids, as well as the cyst, which is on my right side, the cyst is on my right side, where my right ovary is, that's what I have. Now, all of that has been making my life miserable for more than 2 years now. keeping me away from making my inspiring hair growth videos for you ladies. Another culprit behind my fibroids, why they doubled in size, is weight gain, which is what I've been working on as well. I am currently at around 193 pounds as I speak, and that is just too much. Basically, that's 50 pounds above what I should weigh for a woman of my height, which should be at around 145 pounds. For 5 foot 5.5 inches tall, I should be around at most 145 pounds, and at minimum at least 130 to 135 pounds. So I fall into the category of obese. And that's what it is. It's a medical term. It's not me just name calling myself. It's actually a medical term that I fall into, and that is obese, because I am over 50 pounds above what my normal weight should be. And I have bravely accepted that. So I can now move on to the next stage, and that is to lose the weight. Now, the fibroids feed on obesity. So I want to drop those 50 to 60 pounds. Again, starve the beast, starve the fibroids. Not saying that I'm going on a starvation diet. That's not what I'm saying at all, ladies. Trust me, I'm going to eat, but I'm going to eat foods from the most high, not processed food, not Frankenstein food, things that are passed off as food to us humans in those Walmarts and those Trader Joe's, those Winn-Dixies, and basically anywhere we get our so-called foods from. The Minister of Wellness has begun to open my eyes to what real food is and how we must eat to live and not live to eat. I also want to shout out Queen Afua, which is this beautiful Black woman, and the first Black healthy food guru that I read up on. And she opened my eyes to the importance of fasting as well, and how fasting, cleanses our bodies from all of this toxic food and gets rid of all of these diseases, and so we can avoid all of these unnecessary surgeries. I've been reading her book, Heal Thyself. It's an excellent, amazing, inspiring book that every Black woman should read, to get healthy, to get right. Because right now, as we speak, I am avoiding unnecessary surgery just by following an organic diet and doing my intermittent fasting. Because I was this close to getting a surgery, ladies. The uterine fibroid embolization surgery, that's a surgery. I was that close to getting it. And I called the people and I canceled that appointment. Because once the intermittent fasting and the organic, dieting began, it decreased the pain in my fibroids. And I said, okay, I'm going to keep giving this a chance. Let's keep doing this. Let's give this a chance. Okay. And so again, the pain began to decrease as the days went by with my fasting and eating my greens, drinking my green teas. I drink a lot of green teas, which is an excellent way to decrease these fibroids and even get rid of them completely. Some ladies have gotten rid of these fibroids completely by drinking green teas and eating turmeric and using all of these natural fibroid and cyst destroying foods from the most high. Okay, they're not processed, they're not Frankenstein food, they are from the most high, 100% organic. I mean, so many of our women, of our beautiful Black women, I'm focusing on us, of our beautiful Black women have unnecessarily lost their uteruses to these hysterectomies when all they had to do was fast their fibroids and cysts away and continue to eat organically to keep them away. Now, we have to be so careful with these doctors, ladies, because the first thing many of them are always going to tell us is, get a hysterectomy, go get surgery. And it's just not necessary all of the time. God's food is usually always the answer to many of our illnesses. Yes, sometimes it is necessary to get a surgery because the disease, is just too advanced. For example, I just watched a doctor talking about that unless your disease is malignant or life-threatening, it is not necessary to get a hysterectomy. Now, as it pertains to my fibroids, they are still on the small side, which means I have a greater chance to stop them from growing bigger without getting, a cut from some surgery procedure, be it the uterine fibroembolization, be it the myomectomy, or whichever, on my abdomen, or a puncture wound with a needle, or any of that stuff. And even if the fibroids are bigger, even if they were bigger and could be surgically removed, it is best to try the fasting and organic eating first for at least the next 3 months, which is what I'm doing. I'm giving the holistic way a chance first. Then we'll consider the surgery if it's necessary. And yes, I'm also doing my exercises. I'm taking it slowly. I'm doing some walking. Then I graduate to some jogging. But again, I'm just walking for now. I'm being consistent with this diet and exercise plan every day, until I get my updated ultrasound. And then again, I'll make the decision based on the test results, I get back on whether I should, pursue any type of surgery. But again, we tend to rush into surgery too quickly for everything, and we put our bodies through hell. We put our bodies through unnecessary hell as we recover from that surgery, because surgery, it needs time to recover. You don't just get the surgery and then you're up and running, right away. Okay, so now some ladies say that they could walk about on the same day, but that's not realistic for 99% of us. Okay, so surgery needs time to heal. That cut, that puncture that they did on our bodies, whether it's invasive surgery or non-invasive, it's still a surgery and it needs time to heal. Okay, and worst of all, we get our uterus taken away from us. And some of these surgery, depending on what type of surgery we get, if it's to remove the uterus, and even the embolization surgery, we can enter early menopause because of that. We need to change our eating habits. At the end of the day, we just need to change our eating habits, ladies. Doctors say they don't know where fibroids come from, but there has been research that links bad eating habits, and unhealthy diet to fibroids. And I personally truly believe there is something there, because once I stopped my bad eating habits, the pain from the fibroids began to subside in a matter of days. Okay, now all that's pending now is to see how much they have shrunk, and that I would know within the next 4 months. Okay, after 4 months go by of me doing my holistic diet, to shrink my fibroids, then I would know whether this holistic thing really works or not. Okay, and then again, I will take it from there, but I gave the holistic way a chance first. So, yes, ladies, I am on this intermittent fasting journey until my next ultrasound test. Again, that would be around after September 23rd, that I'll, book an appointment for my upcoming ultrasound test. And so I'm just going to be so excited to see how well my intermittent fasting and organic eating has worked at shrinking these fibroids, and who knows, maybe even possibly eliminating these fibroids and the cysts 100%. And so, Shima girls, I am still on my fight to get my health back, but I am managing my pain. Finally, I am managing my pain, and hopefully things continue to get better and better. The pain continues to dissipate and dissipate, fade away until I don't feel it ever again. And once I get rid of these fibroids, Shima girls, Shima will definitely be back. Take care, ladies. God bless.